Welcome to Language Bill's English Through Stories series. So excited to have you for the third story in this journey. In this video, let's explore the story The Tortoise and the Hare. To make things crystal clear, I'll be explaining key language points in Malayalam, Hindi and Kannada along with English. Let's dive in. The Tortoise and the Hare. Malayalam, ആമയും മുയലും. Hindi, kachwa or khargosh. Kannada, ame mattu mole. Now, about the pronunciation of the word tortoise. If you go by the spelling, you may pronounce it as tortoise. But the correct pronunciation is tortoise. If you have been mispronouncing this word, an easy way to correct your pronunciation is to rewrite the word tortoise with a different spelling so that it becomes easy to get the correct pronunciation. So, on a piece of paper, write T-O-W space T-I-S. Now, try pronouncing it. T-O-W, toe. T-I-S, tis. Together, tortoise. 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 If you have been mispronouncing this word and if you want to correct your pronunciation, then try pronouncing it as tortoise 5 times a day for 3 days. It's very important to practice it for 3 to 5 days so that you can change from your old pronunciation to the correct one. Now to the story. Once upon a time, in a sunny meadow, there lived a swift hare and a slow, steady tortoise. Sunny meadow. Here we are using the word sunny to describe the meadow. So what's a meadow? A piece of grassland. Malayalam, pulmede. Hindi, ghas ka medan. And in Kannada, hullugavalu. Sunny, bright or filled with sunshine or sunlight. So here we are using the word sunny to describe the meadow. Swift hare. We are using the word swift to describe the hare. We have already discussed the word swift in story number 2. Slow, steady tortoise. Here we are using 2 words to describe the tortoise. Slow, steady. Next sentence. The hare was very proud of his speed and often bragged about how fast he could run. Here, proud. We are using the word proud to describe the hare. In the examples above, like in sunny meadow, swift hare or slow steady tortoise, we used the describing word just before the word that it describes. For example, sunny meadow. To describe meadow, we are using sunny and we have put the word sunny just before the word meadow. But in this sentence, we have put it after the verb. The hare was very proud. So, there are 2 different ways of using describing words. You can either put it before the word it describes or you can put it after a verb. So, instead of saying proud hare, you can make it into a sentence by saying the hare was very proud. The same way, sunny meadow or the meadow was very sunny. Slow, steady tortoise, the tortoise was very slow and steady. Bragged about. Bragged about means boast or show off. Malayalam, pongacham parayuga, veembilakkuga. Hindi, teenge hangna. Sheki Bakharna. Kannada, Badai Kochikondaru. How fast he could run. Malayalam, avan etra vegathil odan kadiyum. Hindi, vah kitni tesi se dod sakta tha. Kannada, avan eshtu vegavagi odabahudendu. So, when you read the story, you understand the meaning of the sentence pattern, how fast he could run. When somebody talks to you in English, you understand the meaning of the sentence pattern, how fast he could run. But the real question is whether you will get this sentence pattern when you try to express yourself in English. When you try to speak English and when you want to express this idea, will you get this sentence pattern, how fast he could run? That is the real question. So if you are not familiar with this sentence pattern, an easy way to improve your spoken English skills is to practice this sentence pattern a few times. Just repeat the sentence pattern, how fast he could run, a few times. Once you are familiar with this sentence pattern, try replacing the word run with other verbs like eat, write, speak. For example, how fast he could write. Then think about the meaning of that sentence pattern in your mother tongue and repeat that sentence pattern again, how fast he could write. Then replace the word write with another word, how fast he could speak. So think about the meaning of how fast he could speak in your mother tongue and repeat that sentence pattern, how fast he could speak. So if you practice in this manner, you will be able to improve your spoken English skills because you will get the sentence pattern when you need to express the idea using this sentence pattern. So once again, from the beginning, once upon a time, in a sunny meadow, there lived a swift hare and a slow, steady tortoise. The hare was very proud of his speed and often bragged about how fast he could run. One day, the hare teased the tortoise, saying, "You are so slow, I could beat you in a race any time." The tortoise, calm and patient, replied, "Let's race and see who wins." Teased, made fun of, parihasichu, kaliyaki. Hindi, mazak udaya, cheda. Kannada, geli madidaru. Slow. Here we are using the word slow to describe you. You here refers to the tortoise. So we are using the word slow to describe the tortoise. Calm and patient. In the word calm, the letter L is silent. So we pronounce it as C-A-M. Calm. Calm and patient, we are using the words calm and patient to describe the tortoise. So this is yet another way of using the describing words. We can use it before the word tortoise. Calm and patient tortoise. Or after a verb. The tortoise was very calm and patient. Or in this way. The tortoise, comma, calm and patient, comma. So, there are many ways of forming sentences in English to express the same idea. When you read the story, you need to pay attention to the way sentences are formed in the story so that you will be able to improve your English skills. Next sentence pattern, let's see who wins. Malayalam, ആരാ ജയിക്കുന്നതെന്ന് നോക്കാം. ഹിന്ദി, देखते हैं कौन जीता है. ಕನ್ನಡ, ಯಾರು ಜಯಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆಂದು ನೋಡೋಣ. So first practice the sentence pattern, let's see who wins. Then replace the word wins with other words. For example, let's see who reaches first. Let's see who comes first. Let's see who comes and who goes. Let's see who goes and who stays. Let's see who eats what. Let's see who sits where. An important tip, when you make new sentences using this pattern, make sure to think about the meaning of those sentences in your mother tongue and repeat the sentence pattern so that when you want to express an idea in English, you get the right words and the sentence pattern easily. Next sentence, amused, the hare agreed. Amused, finding something funny or entertaining. Malayalam, resam thonni. Hindi, maza aaya. Kannada, tamashe annisittu. Next sentence, all the animals gathered to watch the race, curious to see how it would turn out. Curious, eager to know or learn something. Malayalam, akamsha. Hindi, utsuk. Kannada, utsugade. how it would turn out. Another sentence pattern for you to practice. Meaning ಎಂದಾಯ್ತೀರು. ಕನ್ನಡ ಹಿಂದಿ ನತೀಜಾ ಕ್ಯಾ ಹೋಗಾ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಫಲಿತಾಂಶ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. First, practice the sentence pattern, how it would turn out a few times. Then, replace the words turn out with other words, like how it would help you, how it would lessen your workload, how it would burden you, how it would reduce the prices, how it would increase the prices. Make sure to think about the meaning of these sentences in your mother tongue when you practice new sentences using this pattern. Now once again, one day the hare teased the tortoise saying, "You are so slow. I could beat you in a race any time." The tortoise, calm and patient, replied, "Let's race and see who wins." Amused, the hare agreed. All the animals gathered to watch the race, curious to see how it would turn out. As soon as the race began, the hare dashed off quickly and disappeared down the path, leaving the tortoise far behind. Dashed off, వేಗ ಓಡಿಪೋಯಿ. ಹಿಂದಿ ಜಲ್ದಿ ಸೆ ಭಾಗ್ ಗಯೆ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಬೇಗನೆ ಓಡಿ ಹೋದರು. Far behind. ಮಲಯಾಳಂ ಒತ್ತಿರಿ ಪೊರಗಿಲ್. ಹಿಂದಿ ಬಹುತ್ ಪೀಚೆ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಬಾಳೆ ಹಿಂದೆ. Next sentence. Confident that he would win, the hare decided to rest under a shady tree. He thought, "I am so fast. I can take a nap and the tortoise will still be far behind." Next sentence. Meanwhile, the tortoise continued plodding along step by step, never stopping and never giving up. Meanwhile. Malayalam അതേ സമയം. ಹಿಂದಿ ഇസ് സമയ. കന്നഡ ഈ സമയದಲ್ಲಿ. പ്ലോഡിംഗ് അലോങ്. മലയാളം സാവധാനം ചെയ്യുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മന്ദഗതിയിൽ നടക്കുക. ഹിന്ദി ധീരെ ധീരെ ചൽന യാ കാം കർന. ಕನ್ನಡ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ನಡೆಯುವುದು, ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವುದು. Once again, as soon as the race began, the hare dashed off quickly and disappeared down the path, leaving the tortoise far behind. Confident that he would win, the hare decided to rest under a shady tree. He thought, "I am so fast, I can take a nap and the tortoise will still be far behind." Meanwhile, the tortoise continued plodding along step by step, never stopping and never giving up. While the hare slept soundly, the tortoise kept moving forward. Slept soundly, slept very well. Sound sleep, Malayalam നല്ല ഉറക്കം. ഹിന്ദി ഗഹരി നീന്ദ്. കന്നഡ ആഴ നിദ്രെ. Move forward. മുന്നോട്ട് പോ. ഹിന്ദി ആगे बढ़ो. കന്നഡ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗು. Next sentence. Eventually, the tortoise passed by the sleeping hare and kept going. Sleeping hare. We are using the word sleeping to describe the hare. Next sentence. By the time the hare woke up, he realized that the tortoise was near the finish line. The hare leaped up and ran as fast as he could, but it was too late. Leaped up and ran. ചാടി എഴുന്നേറ്റ് ഓടി. ഹിന്ദി ഉഛൽക്കർ ഭാഗ. കന്നഡ ജീಗಿದು ಓಡಿದೆ. Next sentence. The tortoise crossed the finish line first, winning the race. Once again, while the hare slept soundly, the tortoise kept moving forward. Eventually, the tortoise passed by the sleeping hare and kept going. By the time the hare woke up, he realized the tortoise was near the finish line. The hare leaped up and ran as fast as he could, but it was too late. The tortoise crossed the finish line first, winning the race. The hare was shocked and embarrassed. We are using the words shocked and embarrassed to describe the hare. Embarrassed, ashamed. Malayalam ലജ്ജിച്ചു, നാണിച്ചു. ഹിന്ദി ശർമിന്ദ ഹോ ഗയ. ಕನ್ನಡ ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಆಯಿತು. Next sentence. The tortoise looked at him and simply said, slow and steady wins the race. Next sentence. And from that day on, the hare learned to be more humble while the other animals praised the tortoise for his perseverance. Humble. We are using the word humble to describe the hare. We have already discussed the meaning of humble in story number 2. Perseverance. Persistence. Malayalam Sthirada. Hindi Dridada. Kannada Parishrama. Once again, the hare was shocked and embarrassed. The tortoise looked at him and simply said, slow and steady wins the race. And from that day on, the hare learned to be more humble while the other animals praised the tortoise for his perseverance. Matching exercise. Match each word with its meaning from the story. First column, brag, perseverance, tease, plod, finish line. Second column, to move slowly and heavily. The end of a race or competition. To talk too proudly about one's abilities. To mock or make fun of someone. Steadily continuing a task despite difficulties. Now, let's look at the answers. Brag, to talk too proudly about one's abilities. Perseverance, steadily continuing a task despite difficulties. Tease, to mock or make fun of someone. Plod, to move slowly and heavily. Finish line, the end of a race or competition. Choose the correct describing word. The hare felt very dash while waiting for the tortoise. Bored, boredly, boring. Second sentence, the tortoise was dash to keep moving forward one step at a time. Happy, happily, happier. Third sentence, the animals watched with dash eyes to see who would win the race. Curious, curiosity, curiousness. Fourth sentence, as the finish line approached, the hare was dash to see the tortoise so close. Shocking, shocked, shockingly. The hare felt dash, embarrassing, embarrassed, embarrass. Now, let's look at the answers. The hare felt very bored while waiting for the tortoise. The tortoise was happy to keep moving forward one step at a time. The animals watched with curious eyes to see who would win the race. As the finish line approached, the hare was shocked to see the tortoise so close. The hare felt embarrassed. Fill in the blanks. Complete each sentence with the correct form of the verb. First, the hare dashed about how fast he could run. Brag. The tortoise dashed the hare to a race. Challenge. As the race began, the hare quickly dashed away. Dash. Confident, the hare dashed to take a nap under a tree. Decide. The tortoise dashed moving slowly and steadily. Keep. By the time the hare woke up, the tortoise dashed near the finish line. B. The tortoise dashed the race. Win. Now, let's look at the answers. The hare bragged about how fast he could run. The tortoise challenged the hare to a race. As the race began, the hare quickly dashed away. Confident, the hare decided to take a nap under a tree. The tortoise kept moving slowly and steadily. By the time the hare woke up, the tortoise was near the finish line. The tortoise won the race.